Yeah, man. So what's been going on today? Yeah, everybody, the internet reacting to Jayz freestyle. He sent the internet into frenzy. You know what I mean? Took Drake right out the algorithm for the moment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I meant to say, right, in this era, right, I don't like when shit isn't right and stuff. Well, pardon me, stuff is right in front of our face, and people act like it's normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like even with Jay-Z addressing certain things, yo, even with Nicki, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, Shorty was on that stuff on the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
People act like they ain't see that.
Right. I mean, I peeped it. I'm pretty sure. And see, people got to remember, as big as Jay is, like way up here out in the stratosphere, you feel me? He's still paying attention. Things gonna come on his radar.
Yeah,
You
and
know
then
what I
and
mean?
then and then it's like, how can we trust any claims you make against Jay and you're not even operating with a sober mind?
That's a fact.
You
See,
feel what I'm saying?
when when somebody is like any kind of witness in a trial or anything, you know what I'm saying? You can't have no witness that's on no kind of dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna discredit their whole claim.
yeah. Your Wi-Fi on?
Uh, yeah, my geeking. Yeah,
Yeah,
I am on the
you
Wi-Fi.
might want to turn that off because you outside and
Yeah, you're
somebody
right.
start geeking.
Okay, yeah, you right.
But yeah,
No, my daughter had pulled up, and I didn't want her making all her noise with the garage and all. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I walked out. But
but
we
yeah,
good. We good.
I never it's like stuff be right in front of our face and people just act like it's normal. They just accept it as like it's normal. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a theory even when it comes to gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, gay didn't start going crazy after Kim Kardashian, bro. Before Kim Kardashian, Ye said, he made his little had his little outbursts and shit like that, but it wasn't as crazy as when he broke up with Kim. You know what I'm saying? And then
Mm-hmm.
the thing is too, right? If you look at Amber Rose and you look at Kim, it's like, all right, you getting with these chicks because you sexually attracted to them, but you don't really know them. You don't really you trying to make them a wife, and that's not what they are.
Yeah, they hoes.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you trying to make them a wife, that's not what it is, man. And then it's driving you crazy that you can't erase
Control the hoe.
not well that too, but she not gonna conform to certain things because it's like she is who she is. She was who she was before you met her.
And that's probably what on the Kanye thing. In my opinion, I think that's why like he tripped off of Wiz so bad because it was like Amber was really with the shit. She comes from that, she's a background of she was a dancer and stripper and whatnot. You know what I mean? She was, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? That was the kind of toy he liked. But
yeah,
then he kicks her for Kim. You
yeah.
know what I
It
mean? And then like
it
then she gets with Wiz, knocks the kid out with Wiz. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
But not
And then
not even go
Kanye just
not e-
goes on
not
the
to
rant.
even go not to even go too far into that, right? I'm just looking at the things that Jay-Z addressed when he did his freestyle. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, Kanye, you playing crazy, but you ain't crazy when you in front of me. All of a
Yeah.
sudden you shrink down when you're in front of me, but you
Hey,
big
that
as
was a real
hell.
slick bar. He said,
Yeah, like,
you ain't a maniac. Watch how sane he acts. He shrinks. Or watch how sane he acts in front of me. He shrinks. I think I need another therapist. I'm really on the brink. Like, he was killing shit, man.
he deserved that because it's like, yo, you sitting there talking about my kids, bro. Like, yo, like, what get done to people that be talking about people kids. Like
Yep. And then he
you
even
lucky
had the
Jay.
unreference there too when he's like, "Oh, do we have no shame? You want to get under skin? I really get under skin. Ask
Ask Un.
unhumbling."
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like but it's
He's
crazy
telling
because it's
Kanye
like
like, "Look, I will catch you, bro."
because you know what it is? It's like the corny dude that gets some money and now all of a sudden now he wanna act tough. Like, boy, you will get your teeth knocked out for the
Like
type of shit
Drake.
you be saying, bro. Like for real, you talking about do people kids? You lucky Jay ain't had one of his goons running your mouth. You know what I'm saying? For even talking like that. Talking
And
about his
like,
kid retarded and it's incest and like, yo, who you talking to, dude? Like seriously. And this is a dude that he helped out. He lent
mm,
Kanye $10 million and you turn around and dissing my kids, you's a bozo. You know what I
real
mean?
talk.
Nikki, how can we even take what you saying serious when we be knowing you on that stuff? How can we take any claims against Jay-Z serious when you know you on that stuff? Tory,
Mm.
he called Tory Pops the leprechaun. You talking about somebody put something in my son drink and the Lord, bro, stop it with the theatrics, bro. You know what I mean? Because your son wouldn't have been locked
Your
up
leprechaun magic faded or something like that. I forget how he barred him up, but he killed him.
if your son was so innocent, if Tory was so innocent, he should have took the friggin' stand. You know what I mean? He should have told him he should have took the stand to represent himself. You
He
know what I
could have
mean?
told and still did R&B music. Like, is this another guy? Like, why you want to be the tough guy rapper?
That tough guy rapper got you in prison right now.
And they poked him up in there something nasty
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. So he got that he addressed. Who else did he shoot shots at? Dame Dash. Teeth falling out of your mouth and you still talking crazy like about me. Like what's going on, man? Let that
Right.
shit go, bro. You bitter because you couldn't. You never had somebody that was successful that was under your tutelage like Jay-Z.
Fact.
Let's keep it a buck. You never had somebody after that or before that was of the same level or higher up under your tutelage. You know what I mean?
It's
And I
funny
feel
because
like
there
Jay
really
was
is
right for selling the
nobody.
company. And yeah, Jay was right for selling the company because you was trying to sabotage it. So you think I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
sabotage something that I helped build? Nah. I'd rather sell it and y'all take y'all share and not go about my business. And that's what hurt him the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he sold
So
the Rockaware same time too.
yeah, like you know what I mean? So I mean now the Rockaware, I know he did Siegel dirty where he sold state property
Oh, the state property.
and bought and got some got a deal with Keds, Pro Keds, and gave Benny Siegel a
Mm,
check. Gave Benny Siegel a check, but it's like, yo, who says I wanted a check? What if I wanted my stake in that company? Who
yeah.
authorized you to sell the company from right up under me? You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like that's crazy.
unless he owned majority share,
I mean, yeah,
he.
but you couldn't let C know that. C running around thinking he
That's a
still
good
got
point.
state property.
I want to say it
Like
was
Dame,
you
what I'm
that
saying is
pointed this
that
out.
Dame did bad business too. Don't like let's not, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody say that Jay owed him any kind of money besides Nikki, and you already know what's up with her. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody
Yeah,
else came out and said that Jay owed him any money. But people came out and said Dame owed him money. People then came out and took Dame to court like currency. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, but who else he addressed in that joint? Jaguar, right? You know what I mean? And it's crazy because JD used to say, like, oh, I was like, I don't listen to Jaguar, right? I don't listen to Tasha K. I don't they are not really that's
yeah,
like the National Enquirer, bro. I'm not listening to that. Ain't none of that really fact based, especially Jaguar, right?
yeah.
Tasha K done cleaned it up a bit. But Jaguar, right? Man,
You know
nothing
what's
she say is
crazy?
factual. Nothing.
Those are the only two names, now that I think about it, that he actually dropped. Everyone else was all slick and we knew who he was talking about. But when he said, and And he said, Questlove, you the one that introduced me to Jack White White. I don't even know why I still fuck with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to,
And then,
you
but
had to get Questlove for that though. You know what I mean?
come on.
Yeah, he
He
had to
gave, he
get
gave, he
Quest.
kind of gave them some bars too, but it was like, it was just on clever wordplay. He was like, my roots go deep. Ask the trees about me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
because
like
trees are supposed to have wisdom and shit, and you know what I
yeah.
mean,
I
and know
mean,
everything because they've been around.
but see, the thing is, and I know it gotta kind of be frustrating for Jay because when you see people how they really are behind the scenes, and it's like they out in the public acting a fool. It's like, what's up with y'all, man? You know what I mean? Like, what's really up with y'all? You know what I'm saying? Um, who else was taking shots? Oh, Skino. He got the fame he wanted. I think it's actually
Yeah,
beneficial for Oskino because
yeah.
I mean he not making no
And
music right
and
now.
and, and, and
It's
Oskino probably go,
content for him.
yeah, I said it. So what?
Yeah, but
Because
for
he's not
like
just. He said that nut ass still stuttering. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, but
that's a Philly thing, a
yeah.
Philly speech.
He was definitely talking about Oskino. But
Oh, for sure.
my thing is like
And
for
Oskino was
Oskino,
the only one that he didn't bring out of all them state property cats.
no Oskino. I don't think Oskino would have came out anyway.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. Whether if any of those people outside of Memphis Bleak had any issue with Jay, when you get that call like, "Hey, bro, I'm rocking the Roots woo wop," and you know what I mean, here's a little bag, they're gonna go 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's if you starve for cash. Some people don't want to be controlled by money all the time. Some people like they don't want to have like no carrot dangling over their head. They waiting around for Jay to come
Mm,
and throw them a bone. Like some people it's not off that. Like when they grown now, it's like nah, I got my own money. I got my own motion. You know what I mean? I'm not waiting around for your look, and I'm not gonna not speak my truth and not speak about my experiences with you being signed to you because I'm sitting around waiting for a bone. No, I don't want nobody to be able to control how I feel or my opinion of, you know what I'm saying? So I feel I
Nobody
feel
to be
I
able to
feel
put a
on
price
that.
on you,
Yeah, I feel on that.
like you could be bought.
Yeah, I feel on that because it's like O said some shit that, because I watched the response. He responded right away. Right
Oh,
away.
word.
Right away. Soon as
Okay,
I dropped my joint,
break
matter of
down the
fact,
response.
his response was basically like, I don't I'm like he was like what he was saying, man. Oh, he was like, yo, I'm not sitting around waiting for a bone from Jay-Z. Like, I really don't care. Like, I'm going to speak my mind. He was like, I probably will make more money off of doing the live stream talking about this, talking about him, talking about me, than actually being on stage with him. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like, real talk. So he was like, at the end of the day, Beans is on stage with him, but Beans going to have to go back to the food truck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm.
so it's like, okay, you was on stage with Jay, but now you're back to a food truck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's basically saying like it ain't no real benefit in me performing with Jay at this stage in my life. I'm comfortable in what I'm doing. I don't need nothing from him. You know what I'm saying? And hey, that's
Yeah,
cool. See, because you see a lot of people take what O say as a diss. I don't think he dissing. I just think he's speaking how he feel. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking his opinion, his experience
yeah,
with Jay. Because he always say that he's always grateful for the opportunity and that Jay put him on and stuff like that. But he just felt like there were things that went on that he didn't necessarily agree with. You know what I'm saying? Like him stealing, swagger jacking, stealing people rhymes and songs and using them for yourself. And he was like, how many hits I wrote that probably could have been out of here, but you took them and used them for yourself. Like, you feel me? And he did that with a lot of other artists. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. That's he's kind of even all the way down to Hard Knock Life. That was another artist's song. Just
mm,
happened to be backstage with another artist that was
yeah,
opening up for them. And he said, "What's that?" He said, "Let me get that beat." You know what I mean? He said, "I need that." And you
yeah.
know what's crazy? That motherfucker gave him the beat.
You know what I mean? Who else he addressed? Tory Lanez. His Tory Lanez was talking about, it's a conspiracy.
He addressed Drizzy.
Man, ain't no conspiracy, bro. Oh yeah, Drake too,
He
because he like,
and
yo,
he killed Drizzy.
them boys still own your publishing, bro. Like you a worker. Don't talk to me, man. Don't try to. You trying to match with
Yeah.
me, and you still
He said,
chasing
"You a
after your
worker.
publishing.
You got purgatory in your worded in his contract."
Yeah, like you still chasing after your publishing, bro. Don't talk to me, man. You not on my level, dude. You know what I'm saying? If people still own your
Yeah,
work, you not on my level, dude. So all that trying to and that's what I wanted to get into, right? With Drake,
yeah.
right? Yo, I don't like I feel like the hype that he has right now, the buzz that he has right now, it was being forced. It was forced because 3 albums, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. Most people are not just listening to those 3 albums back to back like that. You know what I mean? If anything, I felt like instead of having 3 albums, you should have just picked the songs out of those albums that were the best and put them on one album. And I feel like that would have hit harder than you throwing everything out there. You know what I'm saying?
I, I'm not sure if I'm precise on this thing right here, but I think he had 3 albums left on that current contract, and that was his way out. I think that's why he
Yeah, but
dropped all three.
no, but I,
Also,
I, I mean, if I understand that, but why throw all that out there? And like a lot of them songs was mid, bro. Why throw that out there? And
yeah,
nah, man, nah. Like take your time and put them out. Make your bread. Let them make their bread. Don't rush it. What you
especially
rushing it
if you were
for?
quiet for 2 years because Kendrick just stumped you out, right?
You
Like,
only want to get off the label
what were you
because they
doing this
did,
whole time making this?
bro. You only want to get off the label because they did something for you that they did. They did something for Kendrick that they did for you before. That's the only reason, fam.
Yeah,
Because before the Kendrick shit, you ain't have a problem with them. There was no lawsuits being
right.
filed. There was no underlying issue going back and forth with them. You just seen that they put the shit behind Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Because they juicing everything. Let's keep it a buck. They botting up everything.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They could get away
yeah.
with it
Like
though. But the thing is,
we
you
have
never
to
had a
question the
problem.
authenticity.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, you have to. You have to. You have to question the authenticity
Yeah, of all
now
those numbers,
of
right?
all them numbers. You know what I mean? I ain't believe them in the
I
first
mean,
place,
like
but
even Drake got a number one. They're like, oh, now he has more than Michael Jackson and Jay-Z. It's like they could just push a button, get them in the algorithm, and juice those numbers up to whatever necessary to get them that number one. You know what I mean?
real talk. And yo, when he tried to say he beat Michael Jackson record, I was like, yo, man, nobody doesn't like. We don't look at that as like, oh man, he beat Michael Jackson. You didn't have the impact Michael Jackson had though. You know what I mean? This man been dead for like almost 20 years, bro. He drops a movie. Not only does it do $1 billion, they put it in the movies twice. Like, what are we talking about here? You don't have that type of that's after death. You lost steam.
Thriller,
Let me tell you something. You lost steam.
Thriller hit the top 10, hit top 10 on Billboard again.
Yeah,
The album when they dropped the movie.
yeah. You lost steam when you step out of your pocket of being the R&B rap guy. You know what I'm saying? When you start trying to
Yeah,
just be strictly rap and you trying to be on some tough guy shit and you want that type of image, that's when you stepped out your element. You know what I'm saying? And I think Kendrick's whole point was to
yeah.
put you back in where you belong. I don't think Kendrick intention was to try to take over the game because he already up there. You know what I'm saying? I think his thing was to put you back in your place because you getting out of line. You know what I'm saying? And you really trying to
I
walk
mean,
around
think
this
about.
bitch like you really like that or you really one of them. You're not one of them. You're one of those guys. You know what I mean? He should be, yo, if think about it, if Drake would have dropped a song right now with Leon Thomas, that would be fire. But just take your time and do it. Don't put them lazy ass raps on there. Take your time. Leon Thomas. Do another one with Chris Brown. The first one we did with Chris Brown was heat. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that
You know,
she babe on me. That was a slap. It
the-
was kind of like it was a duet. They're both singing.
yeah, like you got, if this Mariah the Scientist, there's plenty of R&B actors out here doing their thing that if you were to collab with them, it would keep him in that pocket. You know what I'm saying? You
And
gotta
then he
know your
goes and
lane
gets
and stay in
instead
your
he gets
lane.
that kid.
I
He
think
gets
I
he had
no
that one chick on there, Molly Santana.
yeah. Yeah. But see, my thing is this
And
too,
like
right?
I'm like,
I
see, but that's also another version of him just trying to get next to a new artist to make sure their fan base is all up on him. You know what I mean?
exactly. Like, you know what I mean? People think that when
Yeah, there's
Drake
nothing genuine about his collabs, right?
it's not.
Like,
You
I
know
mean,
what I'm
snap,
saying?
bro.
It's
I
not. It's not.
like, bro. This one kills me the most too. Like, because I'm from the Bay, bro. I love Mac Dre, but rest in peace to Mac Dre. You know what I mean? He was the definition of somebody who could be fun, but he really a gangster though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and a P. You know what I mean? Like, and he's a solid dude. You know what I mean? Did his fed time, didn't say a goddamn name, got out, and then reigned supreme. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
for Drake to just steal the whole Mac Dre song for real, word for word, sample the beat and everything. Like that shit is just like that shit is hella corny to me, bro.
Yeah. I heard he got
You
sued
know?
by Rapper Forte. Rapper Forte wasn't going for
Yep,
that.
that's a fact. I got a whole name, real to real. She got her brother named SB12, and now you know the deal. We is freaky in the studio late night. That's from Players Club. Like, what? Why would you take the opening 8 bars from Players Club, which was like a national hit back then? Because that was
But
when the
you
Bay had
but
like
but you
nationwide
gotta
eyes on us back.
but
You know what I
you
mean?
gotta you gotta understand this, right? Drake showed everybody how he grew up. He grew up more like middle class.
A fan.
No. I'm just saying, like he grew up middle
Oh
class,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You talking about
So
yeah,
so
yeah?
so
He
listen,
wasn't wanting for nothing.
so listen. When you jumping out of that lane, right? The R&B lane, and you trying to jump into the more hip hop street lane, right? Where you gonna pull from if you never had those
For real.
experiences growing up, like in the hood? Like where you gonna pull from? What experiences are you gonna pull from? There's you
For
gotta
real.
you gotta swagger jack at that point because you don't have those experiences. You know what would have been
You said
ill?
this to me earlier. Drake, you said this, brother. I'm about to quote you right now. Drake suffers from a serious case of identity crisis.
Nah, for real. Now, see, my thing is this too, though. Like, you don't have nothing to draw from because obviously you didn't grow up like that. You know what I'm saying? We seen you on TV before you was rapping, so you can't tell nobody you was in the trenches and all that. We ain't trying to hear that. We seen your whole life. We seen where you grew up. We seen your living
His,
quarters. Like,
his street cred comes from that show. He got shot.
you know what I mean? So it's like you don't have nowhere to draw that from. So you have to swagger jack. You have to go out around these different artists and try to siphon they swagger because you don't have those experiences to draw from to say like, okay, I've been through this, so I did this, so I did that. You don't have those experiences. You feel me?
Hmm.
But my thing is, if you would have stayed in that R&B pocket, that's your pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's you're stronger in that pocket more than any other pocket. You know what I mean? Going around,
Facts.
being a sniper to these other dudes' girls, and your baby mom's a porn star. Like you got to talk about all of that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
real.
If you talk about that, I feel like that would have really raised his value because it's in his pocket. He's in his lane. You feel me?
Yeah.
But now it's like
Yeah.
now we hear
Sing some pain.
yeah now we hear
Like,
a bunch of I'm trying to show that I'm the man. Like nah, bro, you trying too hard. You're trying too hard because the way you left that battle, you didn't take that L with stride. You dealt with it like a crybaby. You know what I'm saying? So now you
yeah.
want to come back out talking about revenge and the industry turn their back on you. I think that when you think that you was looking out for people by coming through and collaborating with them, which on the surface it can look like that. But if you look past that, he's benefiting from it just as much, if not more,
Yeah.
because he's able to grab your whole fan base and run with your swagger. Everything, every time you turn around, it's every album is a different theme. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So, I
Yeah,
just feel
like he lit. I heard every one of these albums. Like he had this. The first, the Iceman, is like him rapping all over it. The second one's like singing, and the other one's like dance music. You know what I mean?
yo, that's another
It's
thing that
like,
I didn't like. I didn't like Drake trying to sing like he Jamaican. That shit was fucking whack, bro. Pardon my language. That was
yeah,
whack. I couldn't stand it. I was like, what are we
come
doing,
on,
man?
man.
Like, what are we doing,
Controller.
man? Not that was no that one was all right. Like, it's cool if you play with it,
Yeah.
but he actually got
Or like
like a lot more other
One
songs
dance.
that's
But I
like
didn't like
that.
that one.
Nah, he got a lot more other songs
I
that
mean,
he really.
he literally has a reggaeton song where he's rapping in Spanish the whole verse, and it's like, I'm like, here's the thing, Drake can deliver the hell out of a script. Let's say that, and
He's a
because that's
great
another
actor.
thing too that yeah, and it's like, and when he runs out of script, I mean, look, that's what the OVO sweatshop was about. He literally called it the OVO sweatshop. It was just artists that he signed that he would never
Your
really let
whole
them see the light of day. He was just like, write me all my shit.
man, your whole
You know
style
who
made
he's
up,
kind of
man.
borrowing from right there?
Man, your whole style made
What's
up,
up?
man. His whole
Yeah,
style is
for real,
made up.
dog.
That's the whole problem. Your whole style is made up. You came out being yourself, and people accepted you for that. But when you start trying to
Like,
drift off into other lanes that we know that that's not you, that's where you lose the people at. And you trying to really stand on it. But it's like, how you gonna stand on something that doesn't come natural to you? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't come natural to you to be a hood dude. It doesn't come natural to you to be the
I
the
mean, Ti's
confrontational
homie
one. It
peed
doesn't.
on him. Diddy slapped him. Like he's taking a lot of. I mean, Pusha punked him, right? Sunned him
Nah,
even.
Pusha,
You know what
Pusha
I mean?
just
Then
Pusha just exposed them in a battle rap, and I said if he pulled that move that he pulled when him and Pusha was going back and forth, I said, yo, if he battles somebody else, he ain't gonna be able to use that. People gonna see him for who he is. You know what I'm saying? You're not really no battle
mm,
rapper, bro. So stop traveling down that lane like you ready for that. You're not. And then you do you
you
go back
remember
and
for the
forth with
longest he
Kendrick,
kept
and you
saying
feel
he
some
wanted
kind
to
of way.
battle
Man, listen.
was it Murder Mook or somebody murder? Somebody, some rapper,
Yeah,
I
that's
forget.
all. That's all BS, man. That's all nonsense. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's like
that's
because
all
he was
nonsense.
trying to act like he was willing to get in this battle rap game. Like, yo, they would eat you alive.
Yeah, but moving along. What you call it? Max B. Oh, I run the city right now. Where you at? I seen you. See, he walked off the complex interview the other day. That video is up in my joint too. Like, he walked off the complex interview because he wasn't in the top 50. What you expected to be there? You got no albums. You got no albums, like no real official rap albums. You had a moment. You a mixtape artist, bro. How you running what city? To be truthful, Fresh Montana carrying your career right now, bro. Cause you sound lazy as hell
Yep.
and unmotivated on that production, bro. Let's keep it a buck, man. You know what I mean? Like, let's
Yeah, it
stop the
wasn't the
stop the
greatest.
BS, man. You know. So, like, what are we talking about here now? Oh man, I run New York. Oh man, I ain't got time for this. You walk out of complex, like, bro. We don't. They put you on a main stage. See, that's what happens when you come at Legends and you ain't got the body of work. When you start questioning somebody relevancy that been in this game before you, some people gonna start questioning your relevancy.
That's a
People
fact.
gonna start questioning
I
your
mean,
contributions to the game because somebody said French Montana had to fix his mouth and say some BS about yeah, Max started this the melody rapping. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's a
Nelly,
bold faced
by
lie.
far, like
Whatever
I know
happened to
there's a cat from
like
a group
what?
called 11 5 in the Bay. He sang and rap too. Like this not they're not the
There's
first
so
one.
many
And
other
Nelly's
rappers
like,
that coined that joint before you did. That coined that style of rapping before you did, bro. You didn't
yeah, and
create
that's
that.
Nelly.
Nelly. You know what I'm saying? We could go Ja Rule, DMX. You know what
Ja
I'm saying?
Rule. Shit.
Like, come on, man. You like there's so many other artists that you can say that coined that whole style before you can't claim that as yours. Get up out of here, man. And I know Fresh trying to do what he got to
He,
do to try to keep maxing the algorithm, but it's like, bro, he's gonna eventually fade out, man. The music is trash, bro.
who
And
did,
stop using them Tupac beats, bro. You're not rapping good on them. Stop using them shits, bro. You're not rapping good on them, bro.
who, how
You know what I
many
mean? See a lot of people see Max. You know what he don't realize, bro. Your notoriety came off of beefing with Jim Jones.
for real?
That's where your notoriety came. The whole when you was with Jim Jones, nobody knew, nobody cared. Soon as you fell out with Jim, that was the spotlight was able to be shined on you, and then you was putting out music which also maximized the moment. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, and
it was able to show people what you're really capable of. Because Jim Jones didn't have him really making no music like that. Jim Jones wanted to suck the music out of him and profit off of it and keep him in the background.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like he wrote
So
"Fly High" allegedly.
him and
We
Stack, I
fly
heard.
high, or ballin', whatever it is.
Yeah, him and Stack.
Ballin'.
Yeah. I heard it was a
Oh, that's
collaborated
right.
effort though. Yeah, I heard it was him and
Stack
Stack
bundle.
Bundles. Yeah. But like I said, you had your biggest moment came off of beefing with Jim Jones. Now you got everybody's attention. You get locked up into 15 years. Now you come out and people is anticipated, and now we hearing the music and we like, we waited 15 years for this. Uh,
For real.
it's you know what I mean? So come on, man. Like, so now you completely, hey man, listen. Once Jay do that song, that he got that show coming up in Yankee Stadium, y'all better hope he don't got an album in tuck.
I think he do, bro.
Yo, y'all better hope he don't turn this into a full blown rollout because ain't
Look at
nobody gonna be getting
in
no
that
money.
freestyle. In that freestyle, he said, "For he said my reign in 40 days. Uh, I pray my neck get flooded again. My wrist get flooded again. Right. So he has all these Bible references, right? Like
Yeah,
obviously going in the desert for 40 years, but he says my reign, obviously double entendre, reign like sitting on the throne, also reign like as in precipitation or whatnot. But here's the thing: 40 days from last night. Look at if you count, it's 40 days. It's I think July 3rd starts the first of his concerts, like the first of three, right? I think he has a Yankee Stadium.
yeah,
But
July.
but
So
anyways, he's
they
pro-
better hope
that,
he
that
don't
to
got an
me that
album
also
tuck.
could be like I got an album on the way. You know what I mean?
They better hope he don't got one. Cause I'm telling you, everybody going the whole industry gonna sit still and watch that roll out. Yep. Though, and I
Real
see
talk.
Drake. Hey, yo, Drake got barbs, yo. His fans is not even real fans. They like barbs. They trying to big up this album. And I bet you if I take like 10 of them and I say, yo, what is your best songs for all three albums? They couldn't even tell you. They
Hmm.
couldn't even tell you. They just being a stand for no reason. You know what I mean? Because people talk
Yeah.
about, oh, somebody said, who was it? Was it Joe? No, it was Jada. Jada, like Kiss was no, is it Kiss? I think it might have either been, yeah, I think it might have been Kiss. And Kiss was like, yeah, Drake officially took over the summit. Nah. Once Jay made one freestyle and shift the whole shit in his direction. Now he got that concert coming up in Yankee Stadium. Y'all better hope he don't got a show after that or an album come out or a single. Cause he
Whenever
gonna take
Summer
over
Jam
the
used to come around,
whole summer. Huh?
remember he used to use Summer Jam back in the days as launch pads too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Imagine if he
he
make a
addressed the
guest
Nas and the
appearance.
Mob Deep shit.
Imagine if he make a guest appearance at Summer Jam. Forget it.
Right?
And Summer Jam is right around the time of that shit too. So it's like, what would it take for you to just pull up there and just be like, I'm here. I'm here.
He's Hove.
I'm here.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
right.
Ain't nobody gonna want to hear what Drake talk about. All them internet, fuck out of here. Like, you know, they gonna hear none of that. And it ain't gonna, ain't nobody gonna want to hear none of that, man. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just feel like it's about time though, because I mean, y'all ain't making nothing that's moving the needle. Ain't no rap music
Yeah.
that's coming out right now that's really moving the needle right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and I think a billionaire version of Jay-Z again, because look, the first billionaire version of him on Wax was that 444, right, where we got a whole album of what it's like for him in this time in life, and it was more therapeutic. Like I wanted him to flex on everybody, let everybody know again on some God MC shit. I mean, think about this. He got all the money in the world. A lot of them ain't gonna catch up to him. And even with Drake, like say he goes, "Oh, I want $2 billion on this next deal." You still don't have he'll never be the same as a J and B combined. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I mean,
even that line he said.
I just feel like ain't
Did you
nobody
catch all
making
those Wire bars? The
yo,
bars from the Wire?
yeah, I caught it from the
Like
Marlo
I'll
references.
Marlo you.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said I'll Marlo you.
that's why I told you to watch the Wire. He ain't say I'll Marlo you. He ain't
Yeah,
say
because
nothing
I
like
didn't get
that.
those references. I was like, but I know Marlo,
He
and
said
the price is
that's
going
why I
up
told you to
on
watch
the
that
bricks.
Wire. You don't know where them references came from in the Wire. That's when Marlo took over the Connect and killed Prop Joe, and he was like, I'm done for all these meets. If y'all got anything to say to me, y'all either bring it to me or sit on that shit. And matter of fact, the price of the brick going up 30 more. Tired of this shit and walked out of the room. If you would have seen the Wire like I told you, you would have knew where the references
I
came
would have been
from.
like, oh.
You know what I mean? Like when he said, y'all want it one way, but it's the other way. That's when Marlo got into it with the
That's
security
another
guard.
Marlo reference too.
He got into it with the security guard at the store in the Wire that they ended up killing because the security guard tried to challenge him for taking a lollipop out the store. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was like, man,
Whoa.
you see me doing my security job, you know what I mean? This, that, and the third. I'm just trying to raise a family. He's like, okay, so he's like, you gonna clip that shit and act like it wasn't there. He was like, yeah, I don't. He's like, when I'm here, son, I'm here. So he stepped. So Marlo got up in his face and was like, okay. He like, man, I ain't disrespecting you, son. He said, yeah, you wanted to be one way. You wanted to be one
Mm.
way. And the dude said, what? And he went to put his hand, and Marlo looking at his hand like, you know what I mean? And then that's when Chris pulled up one of his killers, and he jumped out the car like, what's going on? And Marlo like, yeah, but it's the other way. And walked off. If you would have watched it, you would have knew where the references came from. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so
Yeah. Hey, Marlo's
Jay,
he's a bad dude. Okay.
but yeah, but at the end of the day, I feel like ain't that much music that's coming out that's good to where it's like, I don't I'm like, yo, bring it. If Jay got an album, bring it. Cause ain't nobody in rap. I ain't talking about R&B. You know what I'm saying? I feel different about R&B. But with rap, ain't nobody making
Yeah,
nothing that
R&B's thriving.
groundbreaking. Yeah, they thriving. But ain't nobody making that nothing that groundbreaking in rap. I'm like, damn, Jay could sit down, Jay could retire. Like, nah, we kind of need Jay right now to put
Yeah.
bullshit back in order. You know what I'm saying?
They're over here with Drake thinking that Drake's the fake Messiah, bro.
Yeah, man. I feel like, it's a lot of fake praises right now. Ain't nobody really talking about
Like
how they really
even
feel about the album. And the thing is, like academics for a time, I used to listen to certain things that he used to say, but now when I see you got the OVO chain and you go with Drake, now you're compromised. I can't take nothing serious.
yeah.
I
He's
can't take
exactly
nothing
what
you say
Kendrick said.
serious. Once you biased, you're compromised. Get out the way. Because you're gonna
Hey,
find every reason not to point something out about. If Drake does something whack, you're gonna overlook it. So if you're gonna do that, judge the next artist, I don't want to listen to nothing you gotta say. Your opinion has no value no more. It just doesn't. You get on the computer and look up stuff. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. You know
if
what I
I'm an
mean?
academic,
We wanted a unbiased opinion. That's why people tune into
Yeah.
you, for the musical shit. We wanted an unbiased opinion, but now we know you're biased. We don't care about anything else you got going on, man. Like we don't take nothing you say serious no more. You waited forever
Yeah.
for that Drake chain, man. And Drake only did that
Hey,
when.
you know what's funny? He might,
What's
man.
the point? Look, look,
Somebody's
look,
gonna
look. Check
try
this
to
out.
rob him for that chain.
Check this out, right? Drake, I know he needs somebody in media. That's why he, you know, embraced academics, right? But this the thing. If we know that you behind academics, then why would we take his what he says as why would we care about what he says now? We know he's compromised. That's like you giving a chain to the owner of ABC News. You know what I'm saying? So now every time they report on
Mm.
you, we gotta look at that like, nah, I can't take that serious. You just gave them a bunch of money. I'm good.
For real.
You made it
I
so
mean, they
obvious.
treat
Like
it like
y'all
the
made it too
politicians do.
obvious. Huh?
Yeah, they treat it like how the politicians do. You know what I mean? Whereas, like,
Yeah, y'all
you could
made it
pay
mad
somebody enough
obvious.
to say the opinion that you want.
But y'all made it obvious though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the thing is,
I mean, they make it it's a
but this
business
the
to them, right?
but this the main thing that stands out to me. And I think it would help Drake. But right now I think it's hurting Drake. You don't go on urban platforms and get interviewed, dude.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem because you don't give people how you feel. We wouldn't have to guess how you felt if you would just come on the platform and just be real. Like, listen, this happened because of this is because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like you afraid to address certain things because you scared of how it's gonna make your image look. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like,
But if you a
but then
solid
he'll do something
individual,
corny like go on with Aiden Ross. That, like, to me, if I'm from the outside
you
looking in,
know he
obviously,
not gonna
I'm like,
ask
yo,
him no
that's
real questions, man. You know he's not
no.
gonna. He goes on interviews. He gets interviewed by people that does not challenge him. They do not give him any kind of challenging
I
questions.
know, right?
They don't try to get no kind of
Like
real
Elliot.
information from him. They're just glazing the
You know,
entire
you,
time.
you know who Angie really tried to get a real interview out of him. Like, she brought up the Kendrick shit. This is a long time ago too, and he was just like, "Oh no," trying to downplay it. She's like, "Oh, I kind of sense a little hostility there." He's like, "Oh no, 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 no!" Like, it's just like, "Oh," she was trying to get it about him. It's probably moments like that where he's like, or even him on Funk Flex freestyling, and he got to pull the phone out, and then Flex yanks the phone out of his hand, like, "Bro, what are you doing, bro?" Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
like what
you
you
know what I'm
doing?
saying?
It's a
Where it's like,
freestyle.
okay, huh?
Yeah, that
Do
I'm
you remember
saying.
that
Like he's like, what
freestyle?
you doing? It's a freestyle. Yeah, he was like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
nah,
And then he kept,
phone.
even the bars he was spitting off his phone were hella whack. He's like, "I'm doing donuts in Aston Martin. Sim, sim, sim." And he kept messing the bar up. It was like, bruh, see, he know what it
I
is.
just feel like, man, at the end of the day, like we already know that you wasn't writing all your raps. That's one strike. Now we questioning your music because you dropped 3 albums and it's like we not even off it no more. It only lasted a week in the algorithm.
That's
Now, don't
crazy,
get it
bruh.
twisted. There's songs that would, but see, that's what happens when you put things out and you don't put your all into it. You just putting shit out. People say, "Oh, well, he did that to get off a label." Yeah, but who does that hurt though? Who does that
Yeah.
hurt? That hurts him
It hurt him the
because we know
most.
you ain't put your all into them albums. So you're not gonna put this shit over to us like, "Oh, this is the best that I got to offer." No, it ain't. It ain't.
I mean, you remember Prince? He did something like this back in the days. He they wouldn't release him from his deal, so he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna give him like my subpar work," and he stashed up all his real hits. You know what I mean? At least this is what he tried to do. You know what I mean? And
I
then
mean, but that
that's
don't
when he
help
started
you
coming out
because
with the
now who do you think that? What do you think that does to your career when you put out subpar shit, man? This is going to the people. So it's your fans that's gonna get that
Yeah,
subpar music. You feel what I'm saying?
it's a
You
fact.
have to keep the bar high at all times, man. All of that, oh, I'm going through this, so I gotta put out some bullshit music. They don't sell it to us, bro. Keep it in your house, man.
Like, look at this. That Philly show last night with Jay. Like, just I saw
Yeah.
like a 30-minute like clip of his set. It's like he starts off with like "Can I Live," bounces over to
Mm,
like uh 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 presidents, and then he bounces over to excuse me, miss. Like he was just jumping all over the place on his catalog. And I started thinking, Drake don't have that. What are you gonna do? Unibest? You know what I
mm.
mean? Drake don't have joints like
He
that,
don't
B.
have. He don't. He don't. Drake got joints though, but Drake ain't got joints like
He got
that.
joints, but I'm talking about like, okay,
The
all
only
right, for
album that I could
example,
say from Jay, look. The only album that I could say
go
from
ahead.
Jay-Z that didn't hit me, you know what I'm saying, was Blueprint 2.
Kingdom Come. Oh,
Nah,
Blueprint 2.
Blueprint
Yeah, me
2.
too. I agree.
Yeah,
And
but I
Kingdom
noticed
Come low-key
around the
had hella
time,
joints on there.
that came out, that's when he was starting to do more like just off the dome. He wasn't really trying to write no more. So that was
Mm.
like the album that was like he was testing it out. You see what I'm saying? And then you notice like once he got that down pack, every album after that, you know what I'm saying, did his thing. But
Yeah, because
yeah, I
after
just
the
feel like
Blueprint 2 came the Black Album. And the Black Album, he had perfected that shit already. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Black Album
I
was
just
dope.
think that Drake think that he thinks like in his head that he won, and I'm like, bro, you didn't really win the people over with that one, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Like you ain't win the people over with that. You know what I mean? 3 albums, and the response wasn't. It was crazy for like the first week, but after a week, you wasn't really hearing about it no more. I mean, people, but the songs is gonna make its way into the algorithm. Like people are gonna go through there, they're gonna find songs. Certain songs are gonna get spun. You know what I mean? But nobody was like, "Oh man, you like." I don't hear the real album breakdowns, but I'm still listen. I skim through it, but I'm gonna take my time and see. I'm gonna pick out all the good songs out of the all 3 projects, and I'm gonna just see like I'm gonna just run down the playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, and
Because now I guess
I
you made
want
it
to
to
say
where
something.
people can review it properly.
Yeah, I was gonna say like one thing I hate. It's not just about Drake. It's about any artist. Whenever they drop something and their over the top fan base goes instant classic, and this is like it just dropped. Like
Yeah, no, it's
even when
no
people
way
say
you can listen
classic,
to.
to me, classic it means it's already aged and it
It's
survived the test of
already
time.
aged.
You
It's
know what I
standing
mean?
the test of time. Exactly. You can't say clap, but see, I don't listen to any like I don't listen to none of that crap. When people,
Because
oh,
people
clap,
are trying
no,
to
you
say
don't know
that
what you're
Drake is a
talking about.
classic. I'm like, listen, bro, I don't know about that.
No, no, no. First of all, did you even properly review the album? Like, did you get to sit with the music and
I
really
listen.
pick out what you
I
like
value
and
my
what's
time
good?
a lot. In the life of Bogart Scott Free, you know what I mean? I value my time. I'd rather be on the phone building with you on some life shit and I'm gonna be honest, than sitting listening to the Drake album. I
Yeah,
guess
you know what
for
it is for
review
me.
purposes,
I'm gonna have to take that shit to work and just drive to it and just listen. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I'm gonna
yeah.
listen to that
I think
album.
that's the
I'm not
best way
gonna
to
sit in
review an
the
album
crib and
anyway,
listen
is
to
in the car.
three. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? I'll put it in the whip and I'll be doing, busting errands or whatever the case may be, and I'll listen to it then and pick out what I like. But for me to just listen to 3 albums back to back, nah, I can't just sit in the crib and do that. You know what I mean? Like, especially if the album don't grab me. Now, if the album grabs me, then that's a different story. I can listen, I can run through that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. Whatever. But I think the only person that he didn't mention was 50. Yo. Oh yeah, he in the Matrix. He gonna have to come back in. He in the Matrix. But yeah, the only person that that I see that Jay-Z didn't address was 50 Cent. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 I just took it off the Wi-Fi. I was like, you know what? Let me just use my data right now. You know what I mean?
yeah. Your joint was a little
Yeah,
choppy.
I couldn't figure out if it was mine or yours because I was like, on the Wi-Fi, it should be straight. But then I was like, you know what? He was right. It was my
I
Wi-Fi.
could tell if mine was choppy because I would see it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But yeah, the only person that I see Jay didn't take a shot at was 50.
I think in a lot of ways, he that's like okay, if there's a bully who's constantly like talking shit, right? I think it hurts that bully when you don't when you don't you don't give them a reaction at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's Jay's approach.
I
But you
think
know what's
Jay is
funny?
gonna more go at him in business
Yeah.
than rap. Because 50 likes to take the rap and he want to transcend it into business and do all this other stuff in business. So I think Jay is gonna do that. Jay
Yeah.
because 50 gonna be all gloves off. If Jay say something about 50, 50 gonna be all gloves off at this point. He gonna get to talking about his kids and like not his kids, but like the estranged kids,
Oh.
the daughter and the son that we're not hearing about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that
And then,
son is in Philly.
did you ever see that clip where Fifth is talking about how he saw B and J at like an award show and she was like up on some they were like on some like an elevated kind of like balcony thing, but like
Hmm.
it was maybe like just a guardrail. So
Hmm.
like a foot off the ground. He said in the heels she just cleared the fence, jumped down. I was like, "What's up? What'd you say about me and my husband?" Like, and he was just like, "Is this for real?"
You can't even take that serious, man.
Exactly.
You
He was
gotta
just
just
like,
laugh that off. Like,
and
all
you know
right,
what's
man,
crazy
I'm
is like,
good.
if
We
I'm Jay,
good,
I'd be like,
man.
"Why the fuck would you do that? That just made me look
Because
stupid."
while she doing that, Jay and all his security and all his henchmen is looking at her and him. You know what I mean?
For
So
real.
yeah, that was just you just gotta just look at that and be like, yo, you got it, man. You got it.
Hey, it's Bonnie and Clyde,
You
right?
got it. Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. You got it. I don't want no beef. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got it. You feel me? But but yeah, like, I think for Jay, man, it's gonna be a hot summer, man. It's gonna be a hot summer. If that because we gotta see what's coming next. You know what I mean? Because Jay, I think that he's just gonna move how he feel like moving. I don't think it's gonna be those two shows are planned, but you just never know. He could have
Yeah,
more.
for
He
real.
could have more things about to come through. He might have a couple songs that might rotate on that radio for a minute. They better hope he
Mhm.
don't got no music. Oh man, forget it.
I
Forget
mean,
it.
and we're living in a day and age where like a legacy artist like that, whenever he like these concerts that he's doing, his albums are all gonna chart again because they're all gonna get streamed like crazy because people get hyped. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
get hyped. Like, look, I wasn't even nowhere near Philly last night. Watched a bunch of the footage. I was listening to Jay all day while I was moving around today. It just had
for
me hyped.
real,
You know what I mean?
for real. Like, and yo, it's crazy because I wish YouTube would let people play music, man. Because I know what I would have started out my content with this morning.
Right.
Well, I would have started out with that damn, what's that joint? I'd have started out with that politics as usual.
Politics as usual.
Yeah, I would started
That's
out with that.
it. What's that?
It's so many, it's so many dope songs. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm never gonna let go that OJ collection, man. Never.
Come on.
Like,
Hey,
never.
I mean, there's just so many. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like. I can't take the Drake shit serious when, like, even when he says things like, "Oh, when Pac died, I didn't cry." Like, you were like 7 years old. Drake, shut up. You know what I mean? But he
I
said,
got it,
"But when
man. I'm
Hove does, I
60.
probably will." And it's like now you just talking about a man's dead. Like now he has to kill you. You know what I mean? Now he has to
Man,
crush your little
you know
existence.
what it is though? I feel like you see, we dealing in a thing right now where everything is all mixed up. You know, back in the 90s, everybody knew their position and played their position. Everybody was themselves. And if you wasn't yourself, you got called out for not being yourself. Now we just let somebody just become somebody totally different and we don't check none of that shit. We just let it go unchecked. And now they turn into this confused monster of a person. And now it's just like we don't know what to do with this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't. You know what I mean? Like we watched it with Kanye. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, he's forever in this method acting, like perpetuity. You know what I mean?
Yo, I
He's
feel like anytime you're not being yourself, you're gonna crash, man. We watched it with Kanye. We about to see it. We seen it with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I don't. He could sit there and pat himself on the back as much as he want, but you know that you don't have the people how you had them before. I don't give a damn how many albums you drop back to back. You know that you don't have the people on your side like how you had them before. You
that's
know
a
that.
fact.
You
And
chasing that
I will
feeling. That's
say,
what you're doing right now.
I think his black audience definitely did like wash their hands with him after the Kendrick stuff, and then I feel like he's trying to appeal more to his his white side. You know what I mean? For lack of a better term, and I'm not. You know, I'm,
And then when you look at the timeline of the moves, right? How
yeah,
can you diss some? How can you sue somebody? You get into it, you engage in battle rap, you lose, you start suing people after you lose, and then you drop an album a year later, and then you back to dissing. What the
yeah.
like? What is that? What is that about? So what is not cool? If like I don't, it's weird. Biggie talked about that years ago. He said, "Yo, dudes that get on here, they get on these raps, they get in these studios, these records, they act hard, they tough, they get shot, then they want to go to God. Then when they heal up, they back on these records talking crazy again. Like it's like that's what he doing.
Yeah.
How can I take you serious, bro? If you gonna get down and dirty and let all gloves come off and roll around in the mud, then roll around in the mud and get dirty. And don't get mad that you got mud on your shirt and a busted lip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't get a busted lip and money in your shirt. Then you go on and crying to somebody else. Oh man, you know what I mean? He kicked me all in my head. You know what I mean? Like, don't be that guy, man.
Real talk.
Soon as your swelling go down, as soon as your shirt, they give you a new shirt. Now you back out there talking this bullshit again. You know, like we see the type of shit in high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They be talking
motherfuckers
that
that act
same
tough,
shit again,
they
dog.
get slid in the hallway. You know what I mean? They get embarrassed, and then, yo, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you a story, right?
Okay.
I remember I was going to school in, over there in Fort Greene, PS 113. All my Brooklyn nights, they know this school right here. You feel me? It's legendary. But look, I was going to school, right? We went to lunch. You had a dude from Pride, his name Malone, right? If you watching this, salute. We grown now. but but yo, so he was from the Jacks. Everybody jacking him because he from the Jacks. Like he acting all extra tough, all dusty. You know what I mean, with the Timbs and
Yeah.
all that.
Hella
I,
gully.
yeah, well, yeah. So want to make jokes and feel like you just run the classroom. Fine, I don't care. Like I'm just minding my business. So everybody be horse playing with each other from time to time, but only people that know each other like that, that mess with each other like that, right?
Yeah.
So we in the lunch joint, right? The cafeteria.
Yeah.
So we had this game that we used to play. Like you used to pull a hood over your head, and everybody would start slapping you on your head. You know what I'm saying? Like your
Yeah.
peers, right? So he did that to me. He pulled the hoodie over my head, and everybody caught their little slaps or whatever, right? Now I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at everybody else because I know that's how I go. But I don't know you though,
Yeah.
right? So when everybody got their little slaps and whatever, I'm laughing with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm laughing, I'm inching over to him, right? And as
Yeah.
soon as I get close enough, I start hooking off and the shit. Beep, bop, boop, 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 boop. Or yo, he couldn't even recover. They fell out the chair, all that beep, bop, bop, fuck out of here, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody told you I don't know you to be touching
Yeah,
me.
we ain't
You know what I'm
cool
saying?
like that.
We not cool like that. You know what I mean? He was hot, like, you know what I'm saying? And then he tried to, I'm gonna fuck you up. Well, come on. Come
What
on.
do you mean? I just binged you.
Yeah, like I don't care. Like, come on with it. They like, so I guess everybody got involved because he tried to come and run. I'm like, come on, you ain't gonna catch me. Come on, like I was fucking with him in lunch. From niggas was dying, like the laughter was 3 times more of what he was trying to achieve when he did that to me. You know what
Like
I'm saying?
him running around with you laughing because he can't catch you and you just beat him up. Like,
Yo, like,
I hope he ain't watching right now because he might
yo,
have had like
son.
a couple thousand hours of therapy and then that just brought it right back.
Yeah, like that joint was funny as hell, and we was in the same class, so it's like, I mean, if it's really that serious, we could get out after school. Like, it's not a problem. I gotta go home, like from here. So I don't got no ride coming to pick me up. I gotta jump on the bus like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
we're gonna be
But
outside after this.
but it's just the fact that what I mean. You tried that with me, it didn't work. But that's why I feel like with Drake, it's like, yo, you can't come in here trying to play tough, and then when you get into it with somebody, now you want to run to the teachers. Now everything is all good. Now you want to come back playing tough again. Like, no, man, you got to be one way, bro. Like, you got to be one way, man. But
Do you remember that
it is what
song?
it is.
Um, he did that song it was a song he did with Dirk, but in the video they're in Chicago and Drake is like in the lyric it says surround killers around Drake and they're like, and all them Chicago dudes, they're all little dudes. There's like 6 or 7 of these little dudes that are like standing in a circle around Drake and he's like awkwardly in the middle and like that. I always think of that because I'm like, you are the most afraid dude and you think he's so brave, like because he's willing to go out and be Drake and go to these hoods. It's like because these fools will protect him, right? I'm like, that is corny. I mean, and then talk tough, like spinning the blocks till I get dizzy and right, like come on, man.
Like, yo, let me tell you something. You see, Drake could learn a lot from Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a kid from Gary, Indiana. If you look at Michael Jackson's style, it was no hood in him. The only hood you're gonna get out of him is if you play with him, because Michael Jackson will beat you up. He'll beat you the hell up.
Yeah,
He knew how to fight.
he'll do like dance moves on you too.
Nah, he fought Pac and all that.
I heard this.
Yeah, over Kiata, because I guess Pac tried to scream on Kiata, but he watched Kiata grow up. Because remember, he came up under Quincy Jones and all.
Yep.
But Pac tried to scream on Kiata when I guess Kiata was sitting on Michael's lap. But Michael was like an uncle to her. He there was nothing, But Pac felt some kind of
Yeah,
way. He screamed
and
on her.
Mike is like
And
6'2". He's not a little
yeah,
guy.
he's tall. He's not no yeah. So Mike
Yeah,
was like, yo, you don't talk to her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my niece. You don't talk to her like that. Who the hell is you? I don't care who you talking about. You don't talk to her like that. And I guess they got into it. I don't know if Pac won first. Yeah, Pac won first, but Mike weaved it. You know what I mean? So then they got into it. Mike hit him and shit. Like,
he said, "Oh,
but what's
come
so
on,
crazy?
come on,
The
Pac."
bodyguard said today that Mike was about to beat this paparazzi person because they told him not to videotape something or whatever. But he was like, yo, a lot of people don't know. Joe Jackson put all of them in martial arts and got them all the way up to black belt.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the whole Jackson Five. So they knew how to squabble. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't no punks. He was like,
That's
Michael Jackson
crazy.
did a roundhouse. He did a roundhouse right over my head. Yeah, he was light on his feet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, super agile for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, like, you know, it's crazy, man. Like, yeah, but like I said, man, I just hope that I want to see what's coming up next. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's money on the flow. We want to see the whole internet react to this shit. You know what I mean? And I want to see what's coming up next, man. Real talk. Now, oh, I
Yeah.
see Ross got a tour going on too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think nobody focused on that. Ain't nobody trying to come there and hear them old songs, man. Like, these guys, like when you've been in a game and you made, you drop some albums like how Ross did, and you've been out the game for a while, you gotta make new music, bro. Like, I'm not paying no ticket to go and see no and hear no old songs from you, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, mm-mm.
Yeah,
I
have
want to hear
something to
some new
promote. And
music.
I guess if you want to say new music, like he has what the collab album with Max B in French.
Yeah,
Excuse me, French
but
and the King of New York.
but the stuff that I don't understand. Like, why don't these artists perform other songs off the album at these
Yeah, the
shows?
beat cuts,
Yeah, like I don't want to hear just the
the
radio
album
songs. I
cuts
want
are
to
the
hear
joint.
yeah, I want to hear the songs. Like, cause yo, let me tell you something. One of my favorite Ross albums is "Rather You Than Me"
Hmm.
because
The production
I
on
like
that,
that.
they got a lot of
Oh
live
man,
instrumentation on that joint.
the production, the lyrics, like Ross is really rapping on there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
especially that song called "The Game Ain't Based on Sympathy." That
Hmm.
song is heat, bro. That song is heat. I don't care. The song is heat. But Ross, character wise, it's like, bro, you still pushing this phony shit. Like, get a man back his name, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Give Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, back his name. Because you're slandering a man and you got his name, bro. You can't slander somebody that you done took their name and used it for yourself, my dude.
You want to know how crazy the if you look up Rick Ross's house, it's like 54,000 square feet, right? And
Yeah.
the house was modeled. The person who made this house, it was some rich ass motherfucker back in the 80s, but he made this house because he wanted it to look exactly like the Scarface mansion in the movie Scarface.
That's Holyfield's
Rick
mansion.
Ross lives in this house now.
That's
Like that's how
Holyfield.
much
Yo, that's yo,
the
whoa, whoa,
fakery
whoa, whoa.
goes.
That's Holyfield's mansion.
What's up?
He bought Holyfield's mansion.
Yeah. And
Evander
Holyfield.
Holyfield,
That's right. It was Evander Holyfield,
the
and
boxer. Yeah.
he had that house modeled after the Scarface house.
Whatever,
And
man.
and
Yeah,
this
I
is the
mean,
house that
like,
Ross lives in. Is what I'm saying.
yeah, like I know I get it, but it's just like, I mean, what you want me to say? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Niggas
look this
living out
up.
their dreams. I don't knock it. You living out your dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but yeah,
Hey, his dream is to be the Port of Miami cartel boss. I guess.
there's too many people that fill those shoes.
Here's the
There's too
thing
many
too. Is
people that
like
filled those shoes, man. And it ain't just the booby boys. You had some big dogs down there in Miami, boy.
that's a fact.
Ricky Brown Lee, um, the Opalaka Mayor, Bo
And
Diddley.
then I mean, shit,
Like them some
Miami.
real
There was
Miami
so many
dudes.
shit. Griselda. You know what I mean?
The John Doe boys. You know what I'm
Shit,
saying?
the whole
The
cocaine cowboy era. You know what I mean?
the Cloud Nines. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there was some real crews down there. Brooke Roy did a documentary on them. So
Oh, word.
yeah, I've been hearing about the John Doe since I was going to school in Florida back in the days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or going to Florida for the summers. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
sometimes I went to school there for the school year. Sometimes I went for the summer. I started hearing about the John Doe boys then. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
yeah, the John Doe boys, they ain't play. They was a get money crew, but they was some lethal dudes. They was some
Yeah, that was
lethal
like
dudes.
what in the Oh, so that was going on in like the 2000s, huh?
Yeah, they only got known because one of the dudes that was moving up the ranks, I guess he wanted to move up another rank to kind of have everybody pretty much to be kind of like second in command, and
Yeah.
everybody had to vote on it, and they voted against him. And he started his own crew, and one of them tried to play
They
with
voted
him.
against him.
Yes, yeah. So he stepped aside and started his own crew. You know what I mean? But the thing was, one of them, it was, one of them tried them in the club, and he took that whole crew to war, man. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? They killed his girl, and he took all their ass to war. You know what I mean?
Hey, they.
It was shootouts every day. He had a manhunt. You know what I mean? Broad day shootings, all that. Like he wasn't playing. He was
That
like a
shit
one
crazy.
man. Yeah, he was like a one man army. That's how they got big. The dude who ran the John Doe's, he caught the. They gave him the death penalty because he had mad murders. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, like Miami got some people, man. Like you know what I'm saying?
And Ross chose to L.A. dude's name to adopt, not one of them
Yeah, like
Miami.
you could have took, but see, that's the thing. It's too close to home because you had
Yeah,
man, you would have had to pay homage. And that was the thing. Like you wore the Bowie Boys shirt, you was pushing the Bowie Boys. So why you ain't just take one of their names?
yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's
I
so many
mean,
legends that come from Miami, like in the underworld. You could have used one of those names and got a lot more notoriety, and it would have been more authentic because it's from your city.
then he
You know what
started
I'm saying?
thinking. He's Big Meech and Larry Hoover. He just,
I think that was a song paying homage.
yeah, but still though, you
You
know
know what I'm
what I mean.
saying?
Like he's made a career off of these historic street legends. You know what I mean? Using
Yeah,
their names in various. I mean, even that first "Every Day I'm Hustling" song, he references like, "Oh, I know Noriega, the real Noriega." Like you know what I mean? It's always been this.
yeah,
Like when I hear Pusha T rap about the
yeah,
game, it feels authentic
yeah,
because we
yeah.
know that what their
But they
background
was in
was.
the game though. But
Yeah,
that's the thing. They was in the game.
yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
then
Like,
like when you hear someone
see,
like Ross, it's gonna be over dramatized. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. You know what I mean, right? He's gonna put 10 on the 2.
man, you'll do the best at what comes natural to you.
Hmm.
You'll do the best at what comes natural to you. So
So in
if
this
you was in
case,
the
if he's
streets at one
faking the
point,
funk,
that's what comes natural to him.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously he got good talk game. He know how to convince the people. You know what I'm saying? So and he rap good. You know what I
mm,
mean? So you know, but he's a bullshit artist. That's what you call a bullshit artist,
mm.
and he's good at that. Gunplay said the same shit on the interview. Gunplay was like, "Yo, he believes his own bullshit." You know what I'm
He
saying? It's just
believes
that
his
we
own
don't.
bullshit. That's hella funny.
Yeah, You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gunplay let it all. He was on Doggy Dimes interviewed him like about a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, I heard he
and
was letting
he
him
said
have
the
it.
same. Yeah, he said, "Yo, he believes his own bullshit." You know what I'm saying? So you do the best of the things that come natural to you. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's why I say with Drake, his thing was I want to get off Drake now, but I'm just saying like the thing that come natural to him was talking about women and being in that pocket. Once
Yeah.
you move away from that, it's kind of like you're in unfamiliar territory. You know what I mean? Because it ain't really you. But I digress. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Tell the people where to find you at, Bogan.
Now you already know. You can find me on YouTube at the Gen Wealth Net, and you can find me search Bogart Scott Free on anywhere you consume your music, Apple, Spotify, things of that nature. You know what I mean? YouTube, all of it.
Yes, sir. You can find me on here from a fan's perspective. We're gonna keep an eye on this Jayz situation, man. See if anything is coming next. Everybody getting ready for the Yankee Stadium joint. I'm gonna try my best to make it there. You know what I'm saying? But if I do, I will give y'all all that content. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Boogie 45 from a fan's perspective, and we out.
Peace.